and gentlemen, welcome back to APW. This is action-packed wrestling. I'm Brandon Benefield alongside the great Gerard, Fodder, and it's main event time, buddy.
It certainly is, and we've got a big one coming your way, and we see who's coming down the aisle. This is going to be a fit. Psycho Boy Fodder, of course, with that Psycho stick in hand. Going to have his hands full with his opponent here. Let's sit it down to our ring announcer, Bob Keller.
First from Fayetteville, North Carolina, representing the NWA, this is Psycho Boy Fodder!
As was mentioned, Psycho Boy Fodder, of course, representing the National Wrestling Alliance, and he's been on a tear there, and pretty much everywhere he goes, and now he's here in action-packed wrestling, looking to make a huge impact against another superstar who has been traveling the world on a national stage. Excited to see what this match will produce.
Absolutely, and while you mentioned Fodder representing NWA, his opponent representing TNA Wrestling.
Absolutely, and interestingly enough, Psycho Boy looks like something's missing, doesn't he?
Yeah, he usually has the other half of Psycho Love by his side, but Angelina Love not here tonight.
Very interesting to see how this will work. The Psycho Boy Fodder going at it alone. But now let's see his opponent for this evening.
Crowd coming alive here in Chester, South Carolina for John Skyler.
John Skyler, one half of the good hands from TNA, makes his way here to action-packed wrestling.
And his opponent, representing TNA Wrestling, is one half of the good hands from Columbia, South Carolina. He is the Southern Savior, John Skyler.
Of course, Bob must have overheard you there.
Clearly.
There you go, John Skyler, the Southern Savior, coming into this ring. We talk about the absence of Angelina Love here tonight. I would imagine that would work in the favor of Skyler.
It totally would. I mean, here's the thing. Skyler is certainly used to breaking a rule or two himself, but certainly in this environment, he kind of came to play on the straight and narrow, and so it seems as though there's going to be a level playing field tonight in this matchup against Psycho Boy Fodder.
And of course, classic Fodder here, John, with this crowd here in Chester, as maybe trying to play a little mind games, taking his time before the start of this matchup, as you see our official, Gerard Fritz, trying to get him in this ring.
Interestingly enough, Gerard Fritz, a normal official in the NWA, so you know Psycho Boy Fodder is pretty used to doing the kinds of things that would distract this particular referee.
And that's on the other side of the token there, you think Fritz here would be used to the shenanigans played by Psycho Love, of course, Angelina and Fodder.
Absolutely, but it's interesting to see what Fodder will do here without Angelina Love in his corner here tonight. And you can see, again, Fritz is having a hard time getting Psycho Boy just to get in the ring to start this matchup.
And this crowd is all over Psycho Boy Fodder, and as we know, we've called plenty of his matches. It gets under his skin, and he'll get right back under their skin as well at some point.
Absolutely. It's interesting how we have, and there's the bell, it's interesting how, of course, we've seen tons of Fodder matches, so we know what to expect, but
Uh-oh, the name calling has begun here.
And Skyler's gotten the crowd here at APW.
Wow.
Under the skin here of Fodder, who looks like is he threatening to leave? Or
well, here's the thing with Fodder, and we know this, it doesn't take much.
Oh, it certainly doesn't.
He's already barely hanging on as it is.
Don't push him. He's close to the edge. He's trying not to lose his head.
Maybe too late.
It could be a little too late.
Fodder now finally back up on the ring apron. Will he get in the ring? Can we start this matchup? As you heard the bell ring just a couple of minutes ago here.
But, you know, this is one of the strategies we've seen about Fodder, again, after calling his matches over the last couple of years. What's so interesting is I don't know if Skyler has paid as much attention to tape that's out there on Fodder, and that could work against Skyler.
And you're right, Skyler with the veteran's advantage here. But Fodder, what did we say, a couple of years in the business?
Yeah.
And look at how much he's done already.
It's amazing. He has really traveled the globe, and with that, he has garnered a ton of experience that makes him almost like a wily veteran.
I say it all the time, GB, but he's always so distracted by the crowd and getting into these arguments here with the fans at ringside. Is now the name calling commences here as a crowd chanting at Psycho Boy Fodder.
But you know what I think that can do also to Skyler and to any of his opponents? It can really make them on edge and antsy. Think about it. You come in, you prepare yourself for a match, and then it's like, can we finally get started already?
Yeah.
And that works into the advantage of Fodder.
This crowd, we got a great crowd on hand tonight here in Chester, South Carolina for APW. This is awesome, and boy, are they letting Fodder have it.
They certainly are, but Fodder, I think, kind of feeds on this, much like Popeye feeds on spinach. This is his energy. This is where he gets his boost. And without having Psycho Girl Angelina Love here, I think he's really allowing the crowd to be his distractor without them even realizing it.
Now look at this, licking the hand here, and then looking for the test of strength. I don't know if I'd want to take him up on that. Don't do it, John.
Skyler, I know you're part of a team called the Good Hands, but that might not be good for you, as we just saw.
And Skyler suckered in there by Fodder. Fodder with a thumb to the eye.
And we talk about this all the time when it comes to Fodder matches, but with all of these shenanigans that he pulls off, people forget that he can actually wrestle, and that's what he's doing right now here with this armbar, and now stomping on the arm, again understanding that a lot of the strength of one half of the Good Hands is found in his arm.
And Fodder right back to that left arm of the Southern Savior, John Skyler. Skyler in trouble here.
Skyler in big trouble and trying to figure out what he needs to do. I think he's been so distracted that he may have been thrown off of his game, and once again, the strategy of Fodder works, but it looks like we found a reversal, and there! What's good for the goose is good for the gander, according to John Skyler.
Yeah, the referee's going to let it slide here. As you see the great athleticism, a little bit deceiving there from John Skyler, and Fodder wasn't ready for it as he caught that thumb to the eye. And now he's arguing with the referee, claiming that he got poked in the eye when he just did the same thing to Skyler.
It's pretty amazing that, again, he kind of bypassed it when it happened to him, but or when he executed that, but when it happens to him, bring out all the cavalry.
A lot of discussion going on here with the referee. Skyler's had enough. And now, when he turns his back, Fodder waiting with that double axe handle right to the back, and now a fist right to the forehead.
You know, one of the things that Fodder doesn't get enough credit for is his cerebral nature. This is part of his strategy, utilizing the referee to his advantage. Not just that, but breaking the rules, distracting people, kind of altering momentum and allowing things to go on his side.
Fodder now in control here, going to send Skyler across. Skyler ducks a clothesline. Nice arm drag. Deep
arm drag there from Skyler, and another deep arm drag. Into a classic, and he's holding with it, spinning around for that big body slam.
Nice job by Skyler there. We're going to make Fodder think about it.
Certainly is.
Spinning around in the ring, and now coming in with this. Oh, a jumping elbow drop right to the heart of Fodder. Pin attempt here, lateral press.
Count of two.
Not going to be enough. Fodder kicking out. Getting that right shoulder up just in time. Another deep arm drag there from Skyler.
It's so interesting. If you watch Skyler in TNA, you don't normally get to see this level of technical expertise. But here in APW, action-packed wrestling, he's bringing the action, the total non-stop action, as an incredible competitor.
Skyler working on that arm, working on that left shoulder.
Fodder's got to be wondering now. I'm imagining that he's wishing that the Psycho Girl was on the outside to help provide some degree of distraction and break up this momentum here.
Man, you hear this bloodthirsty crowd yelling to break the arm of Fodder.
That's because Fodder isn't exactly kind to them, and they want to see him hurt. They want to see him taken out of commission.
And to your point just a second ago, GB, we talked about it when the match was starting, the absence of Psycho Girl Angelina Love. What is that doing to the psyche of Psycho Boy?
Well, Psycho Boy certainly knowing the rules, and he has gotten to the ropes. Oh!
Was that what was that came flying out? Was that a tooth?
I hope not, but it could have been.
John Skyler's face colliding in a gruesome way with that top rope. Now a neck breaker here. Pin attempt by Fodder. Will it be enough?
Count of two. Psycho Boy Fodder, you know, he picks his spot. And that's one of the things that he does so well. It's not about trying to have a technical masterpiece, but it is about picking your spot so you can get the advantage and ultimately get the 3 count.
And keep in mind here, I'm going back to Skyler's face hitting that top rope. These aren't your standard ropes. Those are those like elevator-like cables wrapped in a thin layer of rubber. And when your face, your cheekbone collides with that at full force like it did with Skyler, I'm impressed that he's firing back up right now.
Absolutely, because it seems like when face meets rope, those cables always win. And you can tell Skyler is impacted because the pace of this match has slowed significantly because of that change in momentum.
And Fodder now remaining in control here as he's going to go to the outside. He's always dangerous when he's on the outside with that clubbing forearm across the chest of Skyler.
You're exactly right. Outside of the ring is a spot that, quite frankly, Fodder loves, I think, more than inside of the ring because it's where he feels free.
And a straight right hand from the Psycho Boy telling the referee to shut up.
Yeah, he's never been kind with his words, that being Fodder. And Fodder now going behind Skyler, but Skyler trying to get back in this matchup.
Woo! Big chop there from John Skyler, followed by a boot from Fodder. Fodder going to send Skyler in face first, top turnbuckle.
And this kind of roughhouse ground and pound activity from Fodder is exactly his wheelhouse. He loves operating like this, and Skyler doesn't want to keep him in this space or else this will be Fodder's match.
Look at the way he had his hand covering the nose and gouging the eyes of Skyler there.
Yeah, this is very unorthodox. Fodder is the kind of guy who likes to control his own narrative, and he's been doing that significantly all around the wrestling world, including here in action-packed wrestling.
There's a big shot there, that right hand from Skyler. Woo! Skyler with a big chop.
Massive chop. And both of these competitors are going to have to pay attention to that count being issued right now by Jared Fritz.
We talk about how dangerous Fodder is on the outside. Don't forget, smart move by Fodder, breaking up that 10 count to your point, GP.
And now, what is Fodder doing?
Fodder using Skyler's own T-shirt to choke him right in front of the ref.
He's got to be careful because that absolutely can amount in a disqualification.
See Fritz there trying to break up that hold there, getting in Fodder's face.
But now,
the referee distracted by the T-shirt, and there's a psycho stick coming into play right to the ribs of John Skyler.
And once again, the referee can't call what he doesn't see, much to the advantage, of course, of Psycho Boy Fodder.
And the crowd, once again, with the name calling, chanting, directed at Psycho Boy Fodder.
But right now, that's not impacting Fodder at all.
Classic series of Fodder moves right here. That whiplash, the stomp, the elbow right to the heart. Another pin attempt here, going to hook the outside leg.
Could this be it?
Oh, still. Skyler able to kick out at 2 once again.
Now it's interesting, we've talked about Fodder not having the Psycho Girl here. Well, again, John Skyler is normally a tag team wrestler, part of a tag team called the Good Hands, and you got to wonder, is not having his tag team partner here impacting him right now?
That's a good point. Both guys left to their own devices here.
Absolutely.
The Psycho Boy trying to slow the pace of this match down, as if it wasn't slowed down enough already.
Absolutely.
Gonna cut off this air supply for Skyler, but Skyler digging down deep, trying to get back to his feet, trying to get back to that vertical base.
Fodder trying to use the advantage that he had in terms of positioning, but it looks like, yeah, it looks totally like Skyler is finding his way out, but once again, Fodder pulling the hair, and he knows he's not going to be immediately disqualified with the hair pull.
Fodder now just telling the ref to move out of the way. What's he got in mind here as he slowly makes his way up to the second turnbuckle.
You got to wonder if this pace is going to work for Fodder as opposed to him really staying on his opponent tonight.
Uh-oh. Removing that elbow pad. Licks the hand one more time. The Psycho Boy with a big elbow drop, but nobody home. Skyler moves out of the way.
Yeah, Fodder clearly took too long up there, and now he's paying for it. But the question now is, can Skyler take advantage and hop back into this matchup?
This crowd trying to get Skyler fired back up. Firmly behind the Southern Savior here tonight. Big lariat from Skyler. There's another one there from Skyler. Skyler ducks a clothesline.
Oh, wow.
Apparently you can't see him.
Apparently not.
Rolling senton. Pin attempt here from Skyler.
And, whoa.
Psycho Boy barely, and I mean barely, got that left shoulder up.
Skyler almost walked away with a big victory there. And now Skyler is thinking about his next plan of attack here as he's getting these fans behind him here in action-packed wrestling.
Skyler finally back up. Now the tables have turned. John Skyler in control of this matchup. Fodder back up to his feet, up on the shoulders, fireman's carry position.
And no.
Fodder able to escape there. Oh, the Psycho Crusher from Psycho Boy Fodder.
Could that be all?
He's going to put him away here. No! John Skyler kicks out of the Psycho Crusher.
And you can see the Psycho Boy is highly upset, thinking that that was a 3 count.
Fodder is livid right now, arguing with the ref, arguing with the crowd.
But what he needs to do is take that time and focus in on his opponent, John Skyler.
You're exactly right, GB. Too much time focused on the referee. Too much time focusing on these fans.
That could totally cost Fodder in the long run. He's got to be careful here. Fodder is waiting, biding his time. He's got something planned here.
John Skyler, but think about how much time he's had to recover. Go for the Psycho Crusher again, but this time, Skyler with a back elbow and another one.
And another back elbow there by Skyler. Skyler with a bevy of these back elbows.
Uh-oh. Fodder grabbed him by the back of the pants. Schoolboy roll up here. Will it be enough?
Oh, wait, he had a handful of tights.
But Fritz is right there on top of it.
The referee saw that, and again, that experience of them working together in the NWA, Fritz certainly knows what to expect here from Fodder. Fodder taking way too much time arguing there with the referee.
What he's got to realize is the more time he takes, the more time his opponent can recover.
He slips out of the way really quickly.
Oh, slingshot spear from Skyler. Will it be enough?
He got him.
John Skyler with that slingshot spear puts away Fodder.
John Skyler, unlike J. Cole, is making no apologies about this one. He is totally dialed into all that he accomplished here. A massive win in this matchup against Psycho Boy Fodder.
What a match here tonight. Action-packed wrestling, Chester, South Carolina. Oh, wait a second, John Skyler's calling for a mic.
As much as I love every single one of you right here in Chester, South Carolina, and as much as I love hearing my music played after a victory, there's one thing I really love the most about this place, especially tonight, all of you that paid your hard-earned money to come out here and watch this. The one thing that I love the most is when you guys chant Sissy Boy.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my.
Well, it's a good thing Fodder's already gone to the back at this point.
Yeah, because he'd be some kind of hot right now.
That is music to my ears. Thank you, Chester. And one more time, I don't want to hear my music on the way out. I want to hear everybody in this building chant Sissy Boy.
Oh, man.
Well, we won't call Fodder that, but Skyler, we will call you winner here at Action Packed Wrestling.